All right, welcome to the crime already in progress. I kind of started working and then I wasn't gonna videotape it, but the carnage that I'm seeing, I gotta videotape this. So where I'm at right now, bring you a bit closer. Where I'm at right now is simple. I just jacked it up. I got it up on jack stands. Everything's nice and secure. I just took the two front wheels off because I wanted to get to the hubs, A, but B, I wanted to really get in here and have a look at what's going on. So I apologize for the introduction video. I really just kind of skipped through it. It's a long day and it just is what it is. So let me bring you along kind of step by step where we're at now. So this is obviously where it got hit. You couldn't really see from underneath, but now you can. So you can see the leaf springs all buckled. The whole thing ripped right out of the mounting points and slid down the spring. Brake line is so tight you could probably play, you know, a musical instrument. You can see the steering linkage is bent. The pitman arm one may not be, but the grommet's all tore up and yeah, it's done. Sway bar, you can see it's here. I might be able to straighten that out. I'm gonna clean all this up when I get under there. Obviously new bushings. This is what really caught my eye. You can't see, let me grab a light. Brand new brakes were put on this thing. Like, I mean, the pads are brand new. So somebody did a lot of work to get this thing back on the road, and it's unfortunate what happened. But for right now, enough procrastinating. We got work to do. Okay, so I just recorded an entire segment without any audio. Again, I'm almost done with this. So you saw, I'll stitch pieces in. You saw me, I took the shock off. It's obviously mangled. I made a good joke about it. Can't be used anymore. Trying to get these castle nuts off. I finally got the two out for the steering, for the pitman arm and for the tie rod. I got the sway bar castle nuts off. One of the castle nuts wasn't a castle nut. It was just a nut with no cotter pin in it, which is great. So now what I'm doing is trying to get the caliper off because I'm noticing, I just showed you, but there was no audio. The caliper's goofy here. I'll show you again now that I got audio working. So the piston, something's wonky. There's a brake pad in there. I can see it, but the math ain't mathin'. So the bleeder's on top, so everything's right. I don't know. Get it apart and have a look at it. I'll check the other side too when I get over there, but that's what I'm doing right now. No brake pad on the back. Oh no, wait. 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 There's a brake pad in there. So it looks like the backing plate got tore off. Yeah, there's a backing plate that got ripped off. And One of the retaining clips is broken. So this is going to need a new brake kit. Okay, let's lock that. Hey, look at that. The drive shaft actually spins. And it doesn't look bent. So here, you can see what I'm seeing. What I'm doing is I'm just looking down the drive shaft. You can see that one clamp's broken, but look at how bound up it is. But she spins. So now I got that, I got that, I got that, I got that. That's sagging now. Okay, I'm gonna put a jack stand underneath that axle so I don't kill myself. And then I'm gonna start taking apart this leaf spring shackle. Is that a shackle? Those are shackles. That's the U-bolt strap for thingy. Shackles. That thing, I'm gonna take that out. If you can see what I'm pointing at. Because I want to try and slide this axle back square. Ooh. What a mess. And that's broken. Dang it. I don't know where I'm going to find those. Oh, shoot. I grabbed a 3/8. Why did I grab a 3/8? I don't know. Oh, man. Well, the leaf spring's still in, so I'm going to take the shackle right off, or this holder downer thingy. Okay, now that that's out completely, I can't get this thing to shift. There's nothing else holding it. Except some bent U-bolts. The drive shaft. That's what's holding it. So that drive shaft is bound up right in there. So my dilemma now is the front drive shaft is bottomed out so hard that it's actually jammed. So what I'm going to do is do some sketchy stuff and try and weasel this thing back into the fray somehow. There it goes. Haha! It gave. It should be somewhere around right there. Should there be that much drive shaft showing? Okay, so I got the axle almost square to where it needs to be. And look at how much drive shaft is showing. I don't know how much is left in there. It was pushed all the way to the hilt. So, what is that, about 6 inches? So I got about 2 or 3 inches of drive shaft still in there. I wonder if it pushed the transfer case and everything backwards. I don't think so, because I had a look under there and it didn't look like it was that bad. And the motor and everything have moved? No. Well, maybe. I think that's somewhere close now. Well, maybe it's a little far that way now. So that's somewhat right. Now let's get a jack stand under there so I can drop that leaf spring. Ooh. Doesn't look like it shifted at all. That didn't shift. But something definitely hit inside that tire. Man, I'm too old for this nonsense. Now I can't stand up. Oh, my back. Got a lot done. In and out. Whatever. So here's where I'm at. Let me bring you along. So I got this leaf spring all out. It's laying on the floor. My vacuum canister out. Storage from the underneath the battery. Shocks all out. I got to get the sway bar link off. It's seized in there. The bushings are all blown. They're harder than rock. The brake line, I just bent it back a little bit just to take some of the stress off. It doesn't appear to be damaged at all. So we might have lucked out on that one. It's not leaking brake fluid. So I'm just gonna mount it back in. I might work it and just double check it all. And then if we need to replace it, we will. It's not the end of the world. The grill, it's all, the rad's obviously all loose. This appears to be pushed back a little bit on this side. I think the bottom might actually be bent in because the top is rotted and that's not bent. So I think I just got to put a come along on there and just stretch it back out so I can get a new body mount here. The other side appears to be okay, but you can see how it's kind of wonky if you're following me. I got to finish getting the rad out. I got to get the leaf spring out on the other side. I got a jack stand underneath that axle, so it's all supported. I did take the drive shaft off. This, uh-oh. Dang it. I lost the bearing. I was hoping to keep those, but I'll replace that U-joint. This does have a lot of shaft in it, so I'm not even worried about that at all. I actually pulled it off and there's a lot in there. So I gotta finish getting the steering off and then start cleaning everything up. I'm gonna clean all this up and paint it, get rid of all the rust proof it as much as I can. I do have some of that Eastman frame spray, so I'm gonna clean out the frame as best I can. While I got all this all open, I'm gonna start tearing into this wiring and figuring out what all this wiring's for. Get it all loomed up, get it cleaned up. We'll strap it against the firewall where it's supposed to go. This is probably an easy way to rip the Jeep off, but get that was mounted to the fender. That and this were the only two things that were mounted to the fender on this. So I figured out what all the vacuum stuff was for. I said it on the other video, all these open vacuum lines. There's a smog system that's supposed to be on this Jeep. In 1983, that's the year that they introduced the catalytic converter and all the smog stuff. So around on this side, I don't have a light, so whatever. You won't be able to see nothing, but there's all these little vacuum ports right here. And I got a vacuum here. And then, you know, this was for all, and there's supposed to be a catalytic converter right here with an air line that goes into the catalytic converter that's supposed to be like a constant purge. None of that exists. It's all been ripped out. And I honestly don't care because this Jeep is in Texas, and where we are, we don't have, we're in a rural county, so I don't have any of the emissions stuff to worry about. And there's no computer to plug into this to say if it's got any codes or not, so it's gonna wrap it up for today. All right, budget is gonna be another thing. I'll talk to you about that on the next video. I've kind of got a parts list going now of everything that I need. I know I do need a few things, i.e. leaf springs. I gotta figure out what route I wanna go with those. U-joint, radiator, shocks. I think I'm gonna do a lift kit, like a little budget-ish on this, just like a little 2.5. I gotta figure out what gears are in these differentials, so I need to try and figure that out. I might have to count the teeth because the tag is gone off the rear. I didn't check the front. Let's have a quick look here. I would highly doubt that the tag's still there. Holy cow, it is. The tag is there. Doesn't mean it's right, but it's there. So I might actually crack into that and see if I can decode what the axle is, or what the gears are. So that's it. That's it for tonight. Still lots of work to go on this. Like I said, budget, and this is going to be a time thing. I'm not in a hurry to get this thing on the road. I want to make sure that it's safe is the critical thing. So with that, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and appreciate y'all. See you on the next one.